The Colorado Avalanche have buried the Tampa Bay Lightning in Game 2 under a pile of snow, rock, and ice. The Avs came in flying. The Bolts tried to climb the mountain, but the lightning strike just did not occur. This is the Avalanche's world. We're all just living in it. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the amazing Game 2 and the powerhouse Colorado Avalanche, who have managed to make Andrei Vasilevskiy look human yet again. The Avs just have so many ways to beat you. People have been talking about it all year. Now, I'll be honest, this is surprising to me, and it's only surprising because it is very hard to assess a team's greatness in a division like the West. But when you go ahead and handle the two-time Stanley Cup champions who have made it to their third Stanley Cup in a row with ease, no problem.
No, it's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenient.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The Colorado Avalanche look like the juggernauts that they've been billed as all year, baby. The Avs have won this game with a combination of depth, puck movement, but mostly it is just sheer 5-on-5 dominance through all three zones. Everything from the defensive zone and the way they support the puck, to the way their defensemen exit the zone, to their superstars like Makar and MacKinnon, to their role-playing superstars. I didn't even know that was a thing, but it's going to be a thing. Guys like Valeri Nichushkin have just been absolutely carrying it and lighting it up. And Darcy Kuemper has done exactly what Darcy Kuemper needed to do. He returned to his regular season form. So the Avalanche are going to finish this one up 2-0. We've seen the Bolts down 0-2. They've come back before, but this is a different team. Look, I've said we've been on the ride. We've got the t-shirt before. Yeah, we'll get there. Don't worry. We've only said it so many times that tongue-tied. We've been on the ride. We've got the t-shirt before, but you know what? The Colorado Avalanche have been on this ride all year as well. They are dominant on the road. They have been dominant at home, and they have been dominant in the NHL. So this is why it's the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. However, the immovable object, which is the Bolts, has been moved. Now, for the Avs fans that have been on this channel for some time, or maybe even new hockey fans, people might be sitting there going, I told you so. We always knew this. They've been the juggernaut all year. I've been watching it all year. The NHL is a funny thing. Old guys like me have been around for some time. I actually went back and needed to look into the stats to find out when the last time a favorite or a dominant team like this actually ended up winning a Stanley Cup, because the way the Stanley Cup is usually awarded and ends up going, any team can win it. There have been more teams winning the Stanley Cup recently with points in the 90s than there has been with teams with points over a 100. So the Colorado Avalanche finished with 119 points. They were the second best point team in the NHL this year, and they were the favorite going into the Stanley Cup, even above the Florida Panthers. And this normally doesn't hold. That's why it's the curse of the President's Trophy. I know they didn't win the President's Trophy, but it's not really the curse of the President's Trophy. It's just the parity of the NHL and the ridiculousness of the regular season points, how the schedule shakes out, and how the playoffs are ordered. So it is pretty cool that this is happening. And you might be asking yourself, when was the last time this happened? Well, Avs fans would be forgiven if they said, well, Ryan, I think you're wrong in this. And that's because the last team to do it was the Colorado Avalanche. In 2000 and 2001, with 118 points, they won the Stanley Cup that year. The last time a team with more than 119 points won a Stanley Cup, the 1984 Edmonton Oilers. You don't believe me? Let's check it out, because what the Avs are doing right now is actually pretty incredible. It doesn't happen that often. We head over here to hockeyreference.com, one of my favorite other sites out there, and you'll see in the last 4 years, the Lightning, the Blues, and the Caps, 105, 99, 92, and 95. Yes, I understand there was, COVID, lockout, shortened season, but let's keep going. The Pittsburgh Penguins, 111. The Pittsburgh Penguins, 104. The Blackhawks, 102. The Kings, 100. The Chicago Blackhawks in the shortened season of 77. The Los Angeles Kings, 95. 103, 112, 99. All right, I over-exaggerated a bit. I thought it would be more teams in the 90s, but that's still a lot of teams in the 90s, considering when you look at the NBA and the winner of the NBA championship, what up, Golden State? It's usually the first place team or a first place team from the East to the West over 60% of the time. Clearly not the case with the NHL. So although over-exaggeration, admittedly so on the 90 points, let's go back to the list because I want to show you when a team with this amount of points last won the Cup. In the mid-2000s, you can see the Red Wings had some great teams with 115 points. The Ducks had that great team. Then we see the Carolina Hurricanes with 112 points. Then we see the Lightning again with their first Cup, 106, 108. The Detroit Red Wings and the Colorado Avalanche, the battle of two of the best teams I have ever watched. That is when you finally see them popping off. Dead puck era with the New Jersey Devils at 103, 114, 103, 94, 104, 52, 112, 102. We just keep going down. Finally, the Calgary Flames with Lanny McDonald at 117. We keep scrolling and we find the Edmonton Oilers at 119, tied with the Colorado Avalanche. So yes, the Avs are that good, but you got to forgive the rest of us in the NHL who have said, we've seen a lot of teams with high points before and they usually don't win the Cup. I mean, at the end of the day, if you would have told me before these playoffs, I can have the Field or I can have the Avalanche, of course you're going to take the Field. It's not like that in other sports, though. That's what makes hockey so great. Let's get back to why the Avs are able to do this, though. There's been a lot of teams with a lot of points. However, there's been very few teams with so few holes. So as the Bolts actually said leading into this playoffs, Bolts players said it, not me, the Colorado Avalanche are building what the Tampa Bay Lightning already have, and that is a dominant team. There is a reason there hasn't been 3 cups awarded in a row in forever. It has been decades since the Islanders, if you could believe it. The Edmonton Oilers were even unable to do it. It was the Islanders in the 70s and the 80s run when it crossed over between 80, 81, and 82, but that was kind of the 79 season. So it's been a long time, and it looks like that record may actually end up holding at this point in time. But the Avs have been able to do this because of their balance with superstars on both ends of the ice. They have Makar, they have MacKinnon. Their balance of elite talent with Kadri in the middle. Yes, he's not playing this series, but he's been an important part of the Avs. Then you've got elite wingers. When you look at Landeskog, you look at Nichushkin, you look at Rantanen. You've got elite players all up and down this lineup. You even have a number 1 defenseman partnered with Cale Makar in Devon Toews. Samuel Girard is out on many teams. He would be a top pairing defenseman, if not a number 1 as well too. They've actually taken the Tampa Bay Lightning mold, which is just have elite talent all over, surround it with elite supporting talent, and win a Stanley Cup. The only difference is the Bolts had Andrei Vasilevskiy. They're doing it with Darcy Kuemper. Look, Vasilevskiy at the end of the day is just being shelled by the Avs. Everyone's got a kryptonite. This one is clearly Vasilevskiy's. All right, Avs fans, we're going to head over to Tampa Bay for the next game, but I want you to go ahead, smash subscribe, smash join. Why don't you go ahead and give us a quick thumbs up video here? Bolts fans, if you're watching it too, I totally understand when it's too painful if you're not. Who am I talking to if you're not actually watching this video? Oh well, Bolts fans, thumbs up, subscribe down below. Go ahead, join our Discord, and I would love to have you take a shot on our members page down below. It's a great way to get videos created for yourself. It's a great way to get shoutouts in these videos like these beauties here. So a lot of options to support the channel. We're going to be going hard through the off season. I don't really take many breaks. So hit that subscribe, hit the bell, and let's go ahead and let's get to the goals. Bad penalty, early goal by Nichushkin. Hey, look, it's a power play, and I get to teach you something different than a 1-3-1. This is called an overload. When you have all 3 players on one side of the ice and you're missing the player over here in the shooter position like you are right now, we call this an overload, especially when you're playing 3 guys down low. So you're actually looking to do a few different things here. But on an overload, you're looking to cycle the puck down here where it's loose, and you're trying to pull one of these 3 players out of position so you can sneak somebody into the center of the ice here and get a really good shot. The other option you're trying to do on an overload is get the puck here to the top of the circle, get a shot on net, and see a rebound pop out. So I really love the fact that the Avs end up pulling this old trick out of the bag. It hasn't happened before. You'll see as the puck gets moving here, you're going to watch Nichushkin just back up. There's not a lot of cycling going on here right now. They're going to move the puck from a half wall down below, and this is going to make it difficult on Vasilevskiy. Anytime the puck's behind a goalie or behind the net, it becomes challenging. You watch them walk out. They stay loose, and remember, I said they're going to play with the puck down in this zone, and they're going to look to either get to the top or they're going to look for the middle here. As they walk out on that half wall, unfortunately, Tampa Bay doesn't know what to do at this point in time. They have their little box that's tightened up right here, but Nichushkin is just going to leave, and he's going to penetrate the middle of the ice right there. As that puck moves from the wall over to Nichushkin, it only takes half a second. I mean, there's a little seam here. Yes, you have your stick down, but you can see it. His head's looking. He's going, oh boy. Ruh-roh, Scooby. He's got the puck on his stick, and it ends up going in. And that is a terrible Scooby-Doo impersonation, but you understand.
Ruh-roh.
This was definitely a row moment, and Nichushkin, absolutely beautiful goal. Love the overload power play. We talk about speed leaving the zone at the beginning of this video. How about 5 up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in a skating stance. They have absolutely no fear of the Bolts here at this moment in time. They are all leaving the zone with speed. And when you end up having 5 players rush, this can be a lot. We know this is Josh Manson's goal here. Take a look at the kid here. He's just absolutely flying in. Make sure he stays on side. I love when you get close-ups like that. You get to see what their eyes are doing. Now we end up with a diving player, and there really isn't much he can do here at this point in time. So I don't like the dive, but at this point in time on a 3-on-1, you got to lay down. On a 3-on-1, you have to lay down. Nothing you can do. On a 2-on-1, you want to stand up. You're looking to move this puck across the Royal Road, but the key is to take a look at Vasilevskiy. This is a terrible angle. He is completely not at the right angle to make this save. He was not very good tonight at all. Manson is going to go ahead and he's just going to sneak that puck in on the left side, his left side, Vasilevskiy's right side. It just ends up sneaking in over there because of that terrible angle by Vasilevskiy. Great goal by Manson, but more importantly, 5 up the ice. That's banana sandwich. Burakovsky, Rantanen, and Toews. Hey, look, we go ahead, we take a look at a little D-to-D pass here. Everything is about the neutral zone. When you're the Colorado Avalanche, they can beat you so many different ways here. But you see the little quick D-to-D activate, and then what you want to do is you want to have a forward coming down. We call this low and slow. You're going to skate flat, and then you're going to hook up the ice. You're not taking a curvature angle like that. You're taking the right angle like you're seeing here, and you're not trying to leave with speed yet. So take a look. He's not going to use speed yet until he gets the puck on his stick. Look, glide, chill. Then when the puck ends up hitting his stick, what a beautiful, absolutely disgusting play here, corralling this puck. Just unbelievable high skill. You have no idea how hard it is unless you've played this game to take a full 180-degree pass up the ice when you're looking that way. This requires an elite player who ends up keeping it on side. Unreal job. Now you end up skating, bumping it out to the right side, and as you bump it out to the right side, you have a 3-on-4 here right now, or at worst a 3-on-3. You shouldn't win this one as the offense, but you're going to make a really interesting play here. We call it a pass off the pad. I don't know if you saw that absolutely sick ability to take that pass off the skates, but the fact that these guys are making passes that aren't in the stick and they're not losing any speed, that is how good Colorado is here right now. Take a look at this again. Terrible angle by Vasilevskiy at this point in time. He's going to end up getting beat, but instead of going ahead to shoot to score here, they're going to shoot it off of his pad. You shoot it about this high off the ice, and what you end up getting here is a pass off the pad. We call it a pop pass. This is a practice event. This isn't lucky. This isn't a lucky bounce. This is a purposeful shot. So it ends up kicking off his pad, as you can see here, ends up coming out either to the high slot or to the low slot. So I love that they have a stack here that's covered, but you don't need the high slot on this one because Burakovsky is just going to go ahead and bury this one in the low slot. Vasilevskiy has no chance. You got to love what's going on there. It's all about the neutral zone. It's all about that pop pass. It's all about pucks off skates. It's all about speed when you're the Avs. Hey, look, it's going to be an overload goal again. Have you seen this movie before? Stop me if you have. You end up going D to D here and you widen the zone. Why do you want to widen the zone? We've talked about this if you've been on this channel. You're going to force all these bolts to have to move over to one side of the ice. Remember, defenders want to cut you off into one corner of the ice. Offense wants to play wide. So offense goes wide here. You end up putting it down low if you're Colorado, and now you're taking a look at the shift. So because you're up high, you've now trapped 3 players up high. This is your puck support player right here. This is your first man on the puck, and Stamkos right here is going to cover the middle. So what do you want to end up doing now? We call it lengthening and widening. So now we've gone ahead and we've widened the zone. Now we want to lengthen the zone by getting the puck down low into this corner. That's going to force another shift here for the Bolts. Now the Bolts end up, take a look. This is again good. Here's our puck support, same puck support guy. Unfortunately, he's not between the puck and the net. So he's in good position, but he's not in great position right now. The Bolts still have to get themselves into position. You'll take a look. They're in the hit zone right here. And remember, the puck is here right now. I didn't like the position here because now he doesn't have an opportunity to play this puck as quick as he would. If he would have gotten into puck support position faster, the Bolts would have been out of the zone, but he doesn't do it. Now that puck ends up making a little bit of a turn the wrong way and you have a 2-on-1. This needs to be the Bolts puck. You cannot lose a 2-on-1. Nope, you lose a 2-on-1. It is an absolute giveaway behind the net here. You can't make giveaways like this because now you've trapped 1 and 2 players and you've got to take a look at the man coming in late. But this is what happens when you're playing against elite talent. I understand the Bolts have elite talent too, but they have been turnover machines in the first 2 games. That elite talent ends up putting it to the front. Boom. Huge goal ends up going in. Again, when you go from low to high, of course you're going to be able to score on that one. That's just the way it goes. Vasilevskiy has no chance on that, and it is all because of bad puck support, but it is more because of the widening and the lengthening of the zone. This isn't necessarily the Bolts playing in the D zone bad. This is the Avalanche just beating you, straight up beating you in the offensive zone. Lengthen, widen, get it low, play the overload, go ahead, turn over a puck, find a guy in front to score. That was all talent all day. Beautiful job by the Avs. That's why they're so deadly. Darren Helm, Logan O'Connor, the Manitoba boy, ends up getting this goal. Puck's on the Bolts stick. They end up shoveling it towards the net. Unfortunately, there's nobody there. I don't know where you're giving the puck away to. You just actually want to turn into the corner here. So no matter what, it is not a good idea to just throw pucks at the net. It's actually a terrible idea, believe it or not. You want to keep puck possession until you have support, but they don't. And another beautiful kick off the skate. This skilled Avs team ends up doing it. And what are you going to end up seeing? You're going to see the Avs turn up ice super quick. Why? Because that's what they do. Kicks it to the high slot. Unfortunate lucky bounce. That's just the way it goes. And now you have 3 Avs, and they are gone, and they are gone with speed through the neutral zone. Speed through the neutral zone kills. You catch them on a change, and you're going to end up putting this one in the back of the net. Fourth line goals are always welcome if you're the Colorado Avalanche or any team, but that change, that turnover ends up costing them. You're in a 3-on-2, technically a 1-on-2, because your 2 back checkers here, they don't really count. Yeah, they're back checking, but they're leaning in. They are not on the right side of the puck. So they end up going towards the net here. Vasilevskiy lets one in. It is a beautiful shot that beats him glove high. Normally Vasilevskiy would have shots like this, but great goal by Helm, great goal by the Manitoba boy. It's Bobby Orr time. Cale Makar time. Take a look down here. It's 3-on-1, but when you're Cale Makar, that's apparently all you need to beat the Bolts in your own zone. 3-on-1, this needs to be the Bolts puck, and he's not beating any slouches here. He is beating Nikita Kucherov. So Bolts come in there, try to help it out. Cale Makar does exactly what you need to do. Look, he was in the hit zone. He realizes the puck moved up there, and he goes, you know what I should do? I should turn into puck support. That is how you play in the D zone perfectly, and great D zone always leads to great offense. So as that puck ends up through there, you'll see the Bolts end up forcing it out. And why does Cale Makar get to pick up this puck right here? Not only is he hyper skilled and hyper fast, but because the puck supporter got on the right side of the puck. He was between the puck and the net. He has his feet pointed in the right position. He's able to pick it up, and he's able to leave the zone. So good defense isn't just for keeping the pucks out of your net. It's for scoring goals. And there you go. He's gone. It is a smooth skating. And I wish I could show this clip fully. Like, I just can't. The NHL doesn't allow it. You got to start them. You got to use still images, but take a look at this. The path that he's taking right now is all about changing the angle for this defenseman, and it's about changing the angle on Vasilevskiy. Take a look. Vasilevskiy, again, bad angle on this side. He's let in 3 goals because of an angle on this side. Makar ends up coming in. He's read the tape clearly. He ends up beating him blocker side down low. That's the second time someone has come in from the wide side and beaten him on the right side. He's been beaten on the glove. Actually, at the end of the day, Vasilevskiy has just been beaten. Great goal by Makar. Power play time, Cale Makar time. Take a look at Mikko Rantanen making this beautiful drop to Cale Makar. Remember, I talk about feet all the time. Feet, then head, then hands. So what did you see? He starts moving. Then you saw that little tilt of his head. He took a look and he went, ooh, there's nobody there. So I'm going to go ahead. and put this back to my buddy here, Mikko Rantanen. And then I'm just going to move quietly into the shooter position. So he ends up moving that puck to Rantanen. Rantanen's going to move that puck to the right side here, which is to Nathan MacKinnon. And it's ironic because this is normally the spot reserved for MacKinnon. This is normally the spot reserved for Makar. And this is normally the spot that isn't Nathan MacKinnon. I don't know who actually ends up playing there. It just changes from time to time. But Makar takes MacKinnon's spot. Rantanen takes Makar's spot. And Makar ends up beating Vasilevskiy because that puck crosses the Royal Road. And take a look. Makar settles it down, beats him glove side, allows him to move, waits for him to overcommit, finds it for his second goal of the night. Avs' 7th goal. And that would do it for relevant goals in this game. Now, it was just an absolute kicking here by the Colorado Avalanche. I wonder if we have a Patrick Waugh situation right now. Vasilevskiy was left in for way too long. You got to put Brian Elliott into the net there after 4. You can't let him just sit in there and get shelled. Goalies are weird, though. If you pull them at the wrong time, they're going to freak out. If you leave them in for too many, they're going to end up freaking out. The point of the matter is, goalies usually freak out. I don't know why. If you're a goalie, you let me know down below, but it's the game within the game for the goalies. There is a team game, but goalies are also playing an individual game during a team game. Colorado Avalanche look absolutely dominant. The test, though, isn't like, I mean, does it really matter? Does it really matter if you win 2-1 or 7-0? It doesn't matter. A win is a win, right? Like Dominic Toretto, winning is winning. But they need to go into Tampa Bay and take a game. If Tampa Bay takes the next two, of course we have a series. Really easy to say, Coach Ryan D. But Tampa did this against the Rangers. We get it. The Avs aren't the Rangers. It's a different monster. If they end up taking one on the road against Tampa Bay, I think the series is likely going to be over. But if Tampa Bay ends up taking the next two, it'll be a totally different series. And Vasilevskiy is quite good at home. So I still think we'll end up having a battle, but maybe or maybe not. Maybe we do end up seeing that sweep that the Avs fans were calling for. So you let me know down below in the comments. We'll catch you in the next one.